line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh.
It is a track they fear the most. It is a track they respect with great honor and dignity. But this track will take you to your limits and throw you to the wire. And now it's about to set sail here on Pete's Race TV. Welcome to Talladega, Alabama, and Talladega Superspeedway right here on Pete's Racing TV. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Troy, joining you guys here today as we are ready to get settled up for the action and ready to fire everything up for the shots ahead. This is where it all lies and comes to the time. We're ready to get set for the action here as we're about ready to set our gridding order today. Here, let's start them on the pole. Kyler Wynn is your number 1 seed in the 84. It is outside Kyle Holden. Will be piloting the 59. In row number 2, it's going to be Ron Morris Jr. in the 76, outside Timothy Pope in the 728. Row number 3 is going to be Tony Krieger in the 28. Outside is Daniel Moynihan in the 77. Row 4 is Kyle Harbin in the number 34. Is outside William Mann Jr. pilots the 29. And row number 5 is going to be Dan Starner in the number 4. Is outside Brian Culleton the 13. And row number 6, Jared Barclay will be piloting it in the 08 or in the 88. Excuse me. Is outside is Rhett Tucker the 99. Row number 7 will be piloted by Cade McClenny in the 05. Is outside Braxton DeWeese in the 8. Row number 8, Brad Patton in the 18. Is outside Joe R. Campbell in the 14. Row number 9 is going to be Matt Frady, and the 40 is outside Nash Brambilla in the 23. Row number 10 is going to be Jason Henry in the 3. Nick Seipel in the 11. Final stars, Kevin Baker the 87. Austin Baker piloting the 10. 24 drivers were supposed to make the call today. Unfortunately, some having some technical issues and some technical difficulties. We certainly hope they will join us here eventually in due time. But nevertheless, race fans, we are set to go for the action at hand. Field of drivers now set to go here, and again we're still dealing with the Facebook issues. Unfortunately, hopefully that will be switched out by the end of this weekend here. We hope to get back to you guys on the Facebook end of the live shows, but for now we're going to use the YouTube end for our live stream today. We got some friends coming on board here today. 10 foot coming on board saying let's go Baker. Rooting on for Kevin Baker on the 87. We'll see if maybe he's got something up his sleeve and something up his store. The drivers are getting set up and ready to go here. We're almost set into the action. For the first time today, they will be going 50 laps of the distance in this series. This will be the first time they've done it. They've only gone 40 laps for the most part in most of their other races. This is the first of a 50. So timing, shooting the marks out, and hitting your spots just right. Going to be a very crucial angle and a very crucial setup here. Actually, there are two Bakers. Austin Baker in the 10 here, I believe. 10 foot, maybe going for, maybe rooting on the other Baker here, Austin. We'll have to see here. As right now we're going to line them down off the corners of turn number 3 and 4 to the front straightaway now to the tri-oval. It's time for once again another Super Money race here on Pete's Race TV. Off the corners and off the Dutchess to Talladega, we fire them off. $50 laps to the distance, we'll fire them off. Robin Barclay saying good luck, Jay, down there on the chat. And this is the first start of it all. They will go halfway into a double file start. They can go to the below the yellow line to back off and let other drivers pass. They cannot, for the record, do it to pass anybody. They can let others pass, but not for themselves. You'll see this double file suit for just a few laps, only about 2 or 3 laps, and then we send everybody into the distance and on their own. 10 foot confirming it is Austin Baker he's shooting on for. There's the number 10 there. Pocket them out on the front straightaway here, looking to fire off again once into the distance. Every single driver for themselves as we fire them off from the first set. There being an extra 10 laps here, it really makes things a lot more difficult because these guys have to work around, have to really figure out and maintain distance and maintain gravity from. I guarantee a lot of them really going to be trying to push their limits and push their luck out on the track. Coming right back around now off of the turn distance here. They are now starting to move up a little bit, creeping in the back end. Topside trying to build some speed. As the guys currently just trying to stay out of trouble as well here. A lot of them moving and pacing. They're waiting for that 3 wide salute move. And they've got 3 laps now in. They will be able to go down. Now comes the opportunistic ones. Now comes the moves of the day, looking to strive and conquer amongst all. Top 3 will join me here after this race to have a little chat in and listen in with them as we continue this one up. Dan Moynihan in the 77 right now, the only one up on the top side. He's all alone trying to use the side draft and the side speeds that he's getting from some of these other guys here, but you can see everybody else kind of on that bottom lane. They're straight shot out on line, just kind of trying to find a little area or two to hit with. Tony Krieger in the number 28 Toyota Supra tonight, looking to try to make his television debut the right way by winning one out. Certainly would be a lineup to knock down some of the boys with, that is for certain. But the man I think everybody wants to watch out for and have to take to their limits is that old camp, the old whiskey boy, man's maintenance, number 29, Willie Mann Jr., the first ever winner of the Super Money race here at Talladega. He got that by literally outsmarting the field and outsmarting the drivers and getting a little lucky in the end on the last bit, taking home the gold and all the prize funds. And it was, ironically enough too, his very, very first career race win. After so much trying and so much failure and so much problems. Still in a heat of congestion right now. Every single driver looking to try to build for some speed up. Moynihan right now kind of staying lie up top, trying to stay out of trouble. Guys going to the bottom and kind of keep it into that run as well. Seems to be there. Maybe some glitch traffic gremlins attacking some of our drivers down here. Not sure which one is getting hit the worst. I know I've seen some blinking out there, and it looks like I might be seeing a little bit come from Nick Seipel down there in the number 11. Either him or Austin Baker. I know I saw one car blinking out a little bit. That is going to be a big factor here. That's going to be a very dangerous little deal if they're not careful. They're going to have to get that dialed up and get those glitchcraft gremlins figured and exercised before it's too little too late. Up on the top side now. Here comes the first 3 wide move of the night. Willie Mann Jr. dives it in deep. Goes for it to stick. Gets a pass around Moynihan, but does not take the race lead over. He was going for broke, couldn't quite get it to go there. Kyler Wynn holds the lead. And Kyler Wynn's a veteran of this. He knows how to put that factory setups 82 to good use and put it up on the track when he has to. He doesn't play into the same role that most other drivers like to do, which is kind of tempering the track. He likes to be more efficient and more under control on not only his fuel and his speeds, but really just his timing. He has a very controlled timing limit. He has kind of a roster of shots that he likes to hit up with and likes to use when he absolutely needs to, and that's exactly what he's working towards right now. Back him up, down onto the back straightaway they go. And it's currently Kyle Holden, Timothy Poker still moving up the chains, moving up the ranks. Everybody leaning in, leaning out, looking for some good changes, trying to find a spot to shoot from. So far, so good, though, as now Wynn falls back a few spots. Kyle Holden will move up in the 59 here, taking it away from Wynn. And the 59 machine currently dealing some pressure from William Mann Jr., getting pushed, bumped a little bit. The TVRS machine is getting a little bit knocked around. Maybe hit a bit silly here, if you know what I mean. This being an extra 10 laps too, that fuel run is going to really test a few of these boys. We saw what happened last time, the first time we ever did this, and what it can do when you have literally a green flag run all the way to the end. But this is the first time we have seen the 10 extra laps added in, which could make for some interesting moves and some calls. Depending on who you can get the pack stay with, it may end up being a bigger deal than anything. The ill RC85, so 585, excuse me, says, "Go get him, William Mann Jr. and Kyle Holden." Much love to you, sir. Thanks for tuning in. Also, to you new folks here that have never been here on Pete's Race TV before, if you do like what you see tonight, then be sure to give us a like and a subscribe, and also hit up to our Facebook, give us a like and a follow there. Hopefully, we'll be returning to live action on the Facebook side here soon enough. Pushing around, bumping and banging, fenders put together, and cars are now working their way up. Trouble down there for Braxton Dewees a little bit as a Reaper 8 machine gets almost a GP diecast into a little bit more of a dyed cast, because that car could have been put into a whole lot of other scenarios, but he was able to hold out. Yeah, you gotta wonder though, being the race leader, I mean, is it smart to actually be up there too, considering you have to use up fuel to burn, you have to use up the car itself just to stay ahead while also trying to maintain speeds. I would think if anything that actually makes it a little bit more worse for wear than it actually would be better going off of that kind of run, that kind of line and momentum. On board here with the debut Braxton Dewees here, as Chris Dewees says, "Let's go number 8, Braxton Dewees." Well, he's got the onboard camera going right now, and you can see him moving that car around as much as he has to, or as little as he has to, trying to stay out of trouble. That 30 incident limit, as well as a 20 incident black flag limit, that definitely scares drivers. I can tell you that much. I've been scared to even try to get anywhere near these packs when that happens. But what it forces them to do is it makes them have to either wait out and figure out how to get the long haul to work, or figure out how to get clever with their strategies, and that's exactly what they have, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. It's a clear-cut, coated plate track racing style, and that's what we'd love to see. Joe R. Campbell in the 14 moving up ahead of number 3 at Jason Henry here. It looks like we might have found our little problematic driver down there. Looks like it has Brad Patton in the 19 having a few glitch graphic gremlins hitting him up right now. I think he's currently getting on the attack here. Maybe waiting out for the long haul, maybe waiting out for that last bit there to come to the line, coming to the end. Dash Brembilla making his television debut here as well on show, and he's looking pretty good here. He's qualified 18th, staying in 18th. You can see he is kind of being temperamental on the track. He's being very smooth with how he goes about his day-to-day routine. Patton, though, maybe the opposite here. He is right now struggling. He's hoping to try to get this car away from the shadow realm, if you will, because he's getting closer and closer to the way those gremlins are getting him. The fuel run limit is about 20 laps or so here at Talladega. They've only got about a 50% fuel run. So what it does is, again, forces them to go into pit road at a certain time or a certain place. And with that 20 laps here, that makes it even more difficult, because then they have to rely on a draft line and a draft push from other drivers to hopefully keep up their distance, keep up their travel gain. Onboard camera shot here with the 87 Kevin Baker right now as he continues to do his work around the track, dealing with William Mann Jr. on that bottom lane, trying to stay focused on the shots and on the move. A little bit of a kip up there. Off the distance, Kyle Harvin, the 34, keeps it down though. Almost got into the 77 of Daniel Moynihan. Dan Moynihan there, obviously one of the gats that's rocking that Captain Crunch scheme constantly over and over again, and I know he loves his Captain Crunch, but right now he's trying not to put himself into a crunchy situation where that car can end up being bent and fendered out. That comes tomorrow when I go to Knoxville Raceway, so... Okay, I'm sorry, I had to though at least once. I mean, come on guys, we saw what happened last year. And I can't wait to see what happens this year. But right now, kind of looking on the race zone, continuing to see the pace here, striving hard and extremely smart moves and making here. Nobody getting too aggressive just yet. But that can all change here on Pete's Race TV as much as it can change here on the track. See that 728 down there? That is Timothy Page. The last time we saw him, he was your second ever overall winner here in the Super Money race. And he literally just did it by being the smartest driver of the bunch. He only qualified first. He stayed first the whole time. Or actually qualified second and stayed first pretty much after that. Never held out, never gave in, and he just outsmarted everybody. He just stayed to the bottom and didn't even bother. He wasn't really hit around too much. He wasn't putting fenders together. He was just doing his own thing, and that really sometimes is all you really need. 15 to 50 so far here as you get a good look from our top cam here and the blimp cam, seeing everybody striving and conquering up on the track. Remember, 22 drivers came to the show, and they were looking for some cold hard cash. Well, you want to know how much they're making? $100 to the race winner today, $75 for second and third, getting a cool $50 to their troubles. 10th place, by the way, gets to have a $15 little reward, and there are 2 random draw numbers being thrown out for a solid 25 bucks a piece. So, and as long as you don't get yourself into an incident situation, you actually can get even more money. You actually get put into another drawing. As long as you have 0 incidents to your name, you will have yourself a chance at making a few extra bucks out of it. Guys, again though, if no one gets it, then the prize is not claimed. Jared Barclay there getting right up almost at Brian Colleton in the number 13. Colleton was trying to hold down his line, trying to stay out of trouble there as the field just continues to drip and shive and dive here as much as they can. Such a close packed corner, such a close cornered edge here, and again, drivers just, in my opinion so far, probably putting up some of the best plate racing we've seen. A lot of these guys, they don't even know each other. Like, you'd think the way they're racing and the way they're acting, you'd think they know a little bit about one another, but most of these guys have never met each other until literally just today. And the fact that they're putting down this kind of level of performance, this kind of racing read shot, it definitely tells you a lot down there. But when we make those pit stops here, I mean, how many are going to be making a slight error, a slight misjudgment call? That is what I am very curious to know. We've seen it before where you literally can just make that one little mistake, that one little hiccup, and everything gets thrown straight into problematic territory. Coming in, oh, so close there, man. Sometimes I see those tires literally and those fenders so close together. Just makes me kind of wonder and kind of hold my breath for a second. It's like, okay, hold on, don't do it, don't put the bumper any closer. No need there, they are all okay. Dan the Man Starner returning back to the show here, piloting in the number 14 tonight as he is piloting up for a sucker for a good Italian sub sandwich. Well, he certainly is, as our boys are going to go into pit road. 4 drivers enter in. And looks like troubles for a few of them. Looks like going to be a pit stop issue and a big problem on pit road. Entering in too hot and puts them into the wall. Dan Moynihan, the 77 with damage, unfortunately, and a horrible pit stop by the drivers. I don't know if that was Ron Morris Jr. there in the 76 that ended up clipping him there, but he definitely got sent straight skyward. On our look at it. And this is what we're going to talk about a lot, is just you cannot overshoot those brakes in that braking point. Ron did it. That cost him, and it actually cost more than just him. It actually cost the 34 and the 77, and Kevin Baker even put into a bit of a rough deal there. That is a horrible break for all drivers involved. And even more so in pit road right now, struggling to get out of that mess there. Got a couple more down there spun out. And I cannot tell for sure which one is down there. I think it might be Kyle Holden. Yeah, it is Kyle Holden. The 59 driver needs to hurry and get this thing into pit road and get tires and fuel and go. Dan Starner, pit stop did not go well. It's going to cost him big time, and the boys have stayed out. They're going to have themselves a huge advantage. Cave McClenny, Matt Frady, Nick Seipel, Austin Baker, and Jared Barclay. They're going to get a little bit extra lap and a little bit more speed off on the track. Well, into pit road they go, and a little bit of a mishap there once again. These guys just got to get those pit stops down. I know that's extremely difficult to do, but you can't overshoot them, and that's exactly what happened a few times there. Ron Morris Jr., by the way, black flag there in pit road. He is, shall we say, not going to get out of that one so easily. LRC 585 saying OMG. Yeah, that was a very wild little go there. Oh, hold on. Easy. Rhett Tucker almost getting the shaft from Kyler Wynn there. And just stay out of trouble though. Every driver for themselves right now, hoping for some help or hoping for a break here. Some guys literally just hoping for anything at this point. Matt Frady in the 40 has to go into pit road. A speeding penalty for him, costing him dearly. And William Mann Jr. getting kind of nudged there. I don't know if that may have been from the 76 or it was from Wynn. But he's able to hold line. Great shootout there and takes the race lead away. Second now, it's only the Kyler Wynn. Mann Jr. is looking to be the only driver to go back-to-back to get 2 championship race wins in the Super Money race. Meanwhile, separated out by a good pack here. Dan Starner trying to get help from Kyle Harbin as in the 34 and the 87 of Kevin Baker as they continue to move their way through the chains. Approaching halfway marker here as the field continues to drive hard and drive quick, looking for everything they can get. This is your lead pack right now, currently still up ahead. Branston DeWeese in the 8 and the 23 there of Nash Brambilla. Trying to hopefully find a way to get around some of these guys and hang on. Brad Padden, sheer speed coming back up. He now puts his Children's Hospital number 19 Toyota Supra into the fold, into the fray. But with those glitch graphic gremlins attacking him, that's definitely gonna slow him down just a tiny bit. The ill saying, "Damn man," to the lead. Yep. Mann Jr. takes the race lead away. He kind of stole out a few spots here. The rest of your field's currently separated out in different places, different spots. And Dan Moynihan right now literally in trouble of being put a lap down. Actually, he has a couple laps. Actually, he has a lap down or two laps down at the moment. And really, that was unfortunate. It was a lap down, excuse me. Unfortunately, though, that reason for it is because he got completely man-slammed there on the pit road edge, and it wasn't by Willie Mann Jr. of all things. I can't believe I just said that. And unfortunately, since now he's kind of put in that bad spot with Ron Morris Jr. in him as well. That slows everybody down, slows up the back. And speaking of Ron Morris Jr., he certainly isn't going to give back too much on these guys. He wants his lead back, and he's willing to do anything to take it. Wants to get on the lead lap, but in order to do so, he's going to have to hopefully try to push and shove his way up to the front, and then needs to lead this one up while then getting himself ahead of the curveball and ahead of the shot. But we are now halfway done with this race. No cautions yet, just unfortunately incidents down in pit road, and that did not call for a caution. They were able to refire and fix them up. That's something in pit road, not on the track. And I think these guys know they can't be making too many more of those mistakes here. That is for sure. On board here with the 99, Rhett Tucker, another driver that has definitely made a name for himself here on Pete's Race TV. He's definitely shown himself a little bit of credibility, a little bit of creativity when he needs to. He's looking to keep that going today. Christine Ponsiska saying go Barclay today. Thank you for coming on board today. Well, Barclay right now back in the 16th slot, but I'm looking at my lap fuel count and I'm looking at my lap last time in pit lane. He was in there on lap 20, joined with Austin Baker in the 10, as well as I believe looks like also Cade McClenny and with Nick Seipel. So not out of this woods yet, and not out of the race hunt yet. With a draft there in that pit feed, maybe might have a little bit of a fight out flame, a little bit of time to kind of catch back up into us here, but Barclay knows this is not an easy task, and he's going to have to hope for a little bit of luck from the racing gods, because Talladega does not play nice to anybody around here. But that just kind of brings even more of a point here. Some drivers went in at lap 18, 19, and 20. Think about that for a second. They've got a 50 lap race, so you do the math. They got to pit more than just twice. They got to pit at least 3 times if they are to make it through. No, excuse me, they have to pit at least twice, not just once, to make it through this race. Some even 3 times. They're not careful with those green-white checkers if they are to come out. So what does that mean exactly here? Well, what it means is if you don't get yourself clever and test your waters out, you may be in trouble here. The onboard camera here with the 11 and next cycle here, as you can see him working the wheel, working the pedals, working that footwork. You can see that left, look at that down there on that corner. Look at him work that right foot pedal. That is the accelerator, as you kind of already obviously know. Using it very cleverly and using it very well on the mark. Trying to get up there with these boys and trying to make something work. A lot of guys right now trying to pace, trying to structurally be sound on the track and not give up too much. And they know if this goes a full green flag run, that would pretty much be impressive in my opinion. And honestly, I think these guys may be enjoying the 50 lap little race here. I think they may be starting to get a feel for it, and really it's definitely become more of a pit strategy game. I think that's what they're hoping for. One laps left to go, and right now it is turning more into fuel mileage and fuel runs, and a lot of drivers also trying to stay away from being put into a fender or a sidewall. Some of them already lost their incident points chance to get a random draw off that, and now they know this is going to be a very little tough ordeal to have to work with and have to deal with here. Austin Baker on the number 10 right now, moving right behind Dan Moynan there in the number 77. Moynan currently dealing with pressure, dealing with a power boost or two off the corners. Just trying to hang on, trying to stay in motion. And Moynan, remember, is a couple laps, is about a lap down, almost a whole lap and a half, but Austin Baker in the 10 using him as a bit of a shield, if you will, and also a bit of a push draft to help not only his fuel run, but also to help out with his speeds and distance. Moynihan, though, really unfortunately, once again catching another bad breaker on a super speedway track. We've seen him constantly on these super speedways, and whether it be pedal to metal racing league or push limit racing league, have some troubles and some bad luck, and that certainly is the case here. Same can't really be said for Jason Henry, as he won his inaugural first time ever in the truck series at the Irish Super Speedway. Took that one home with pedal to metal racing league. And again, some of these guys, it's the first time we've seen them here too, and some of them we know all too well here, like Joe R. Campbell, number 14, as we go on board with him. We've seen quite a bit of him. We've seen a bit of, you know, the other guy. We've seen a bit of the other guys here that like to kind of pop on the show and kind of race it out. But, you know, for guys like Jared Barclay, this is kind of a new little circumstance here we're seeing from him, and having to try to not only study him as a driver, but also kind of study his performance and how he manages his way around the track. Austin Baker getting a little shove there from Jason Henry as he's trying to make him move and move him up a little bit, trying to hopefully get a speed boost out of him. But again, just how much speed you're carrying over 190 miles per hour, sometimes almost 200 miles per hour in those drafts with these Xfinity cars, and that's saying something, I tell you. So right now, at least 1/4 of the field really, or actually about half of the field went in at lap 19 or lap 18. And the other half went in about 20, 21. Those are the ones that are farther back than the other drivers, but Kevin Pope is your race leader, holding down the charge and holding down the line. So this brings up one more big question. When you go back into pit road, how much fuel do you take? Do you try to run the risk of a caution popping out and ended up having to literally take that caution and then have to try to exercise the fuel and see if maybe there's enough in there for that? Because you take too much, you may lose position. You take too little, you'll lose positions, but you also have to remember about that caution flag popping out. If you take just enough, as long as caution does pop out, you have the best opportunity than anybody. So much strategy, so much planning that goes in with these super speedways, and yet people always just think, it's a demolition derby where you're just putting everybody close together and just kind of swinging it all for what it's worth. You guys those guys keep forgetting though. That's not what this race is all about. This race is a testament to the G4s, the power, the speed, and control and maneuverability that you have at your disposal and at your works. That's what really this track, in my opinion, is all about. Kyler Way moving back down below here, gets around Ron Morris Jr. there. Once again, Ron, really the guy that kind of started the whole train wreck, unfortunately, on pit road when it came to pit stops. He had a good sizable lead and then just overshot and clocked the corner. And again, really, it was just boiled down to one thing. He just didn't know where he was at or where he was playing it up to. And I think he knew it, and he knew it was a bad move once he got in there. We got about 7 more laps to go, and then everybody's going to have to at least make one pit stop. Strategies definitely puts a test. This is the first time in a long time we've seen all these strategies up for good grabs, up for good cause. Impressive, to say the least here. And there's a good look at 2 of our packs there. You saw what the other boys were doing. This is what Harbin and Starner are doing right now. Kyle Harbin working with the number 14 Office Depot of Dan Starner, trying to see if Dan the Man can get him back into this fight here. This is a bit of a gamble too for some of these drivers, because some of them, you know, didn't truly think about how this would play out and how this would be purposely built and where you would race your run from. Some guys were maybe looking for an overall picture, maybe for an overall greeting. But either way, it is a difficult time to be a driver when you are not in those packs and you're not even aware of what you're going to do next. 15 to go. 15 laps still to go. We'll turn to 14. Brad Patton still dealing with some glitch traffic gremlins up ahead of him and dealing with the pressure that's being thrown at him right now. He knows he's got to be careful. Rhett Tucker in the 59 trying to keep, or the 99, excuse me, dealing with that 59 of Kyle Holden, who again kind of got put in the same ordeal Daniel Moynihan did earlier. Closer and closer they go. They are starting to get a bit more aggressive, pushing and shoving for everything they got, trying to make the fuel lines work, but they've got to watch out. They've made it nearly 36 laps straight on clean rubbers, on clean tires, and a whole lot of fuel, a lot of power under the hoods. They know they cannot lose out just yet. 14 laps to go, but how will the other drivers fare in those on their pit strategies? How will they do when they get back into the mix and back into the fold? Pit road's going to be really interesting in a little bit. Timothy Pope really, he is pushing for all his work and all his luck right now, as it looks like Starner and Harbin are trying to get a friend here. It looks like they will make the pass around the 05 machine, that being piloted by Gabe McClenny. Gabe McClenny here, another return driver here on the show. Good to see him back out, but unfortunately today hasn't quite caught as much of a breaker or breather as some others have. Jace Henry, Jared Barclay, Jar Campbell, Austin Baker have all headed into pit road. They're going to get put a lap down though once these boys come up ahead of them. But I see what their strategy is. They're looking to get all the fuel they can, try to make these boys work for it. While also they're doing a great team job here avoiding the madness up ahead of them, because once these guys get a little too close for their own good, it could be troublesome. Skylar went down that below that yellow line yet again. Here the 11 and next disciple, trying to be the disciple and literally march the beat of his own drum. Matt Frady there in the Coors Light 40. Good to see him make his television debut here on the show. Good to see some new drivers, some new blood, new faces here, and again some new fresh fans as well. If you guys are new to the show and have enjoyed themselves, be sure to like and follow us up on Facebook, subscribe here on the YouTube, and head over our Twitter and Instagram handles as well while you're at it, as we are now heading into pit road. Can they get it in right this time? Oh no, they're not going to. Oh no. Oh, we thought it may happen. Matt Frady gets into with somebody down there. I couldn't tell which one it might have been. It might have been Timothy Pope. And Timothy, with the strategies using to his advantage, gets kind of clipped around. Nowhere to go. Kyle Harbin, Rhett Tucker, and Dan Starner, they're all back out. They're trying to hurry. McClenny right behind Harbin. He's pushing and shoving pretty hard, though. That may not have been the best move there. Kyle Holden is literally now back out. He's trying to get all that speed back, trying to get all that momentum back. Kyler Wynn and the rest of the crew now, they're heading back out of pit road. They're hurrying. Timothy Pope trying to stay in the draft here with the field ahead. He's got lap traffic in front of him. William Mann Jr. right back in there. Coming up quick, coming up fast. The boys are piloting this thing around. Starner, McClenny, and all of them are trying to hurry. I don't think they have enough manpower, though. I think these boys up ahead of them will get back to the throttle and get back into the rhythm. I don't know if it's enough time. Kyler Wynn, Seipel, Patton are working together. DeWeese, Brambilla are going to come together as well. Looks like Mann Jr. going to be stretched out a little bit. Needs to try to get that draft of Brambilla if he wants any chance to build it back up to the front. We're down to the final 10 laps, and we may have our final 3 drivers literally in the markings for their top 3 payout. That's how far out these drivers are separated in position and how they are from the driver's line here. What a obstacle course they have faced, and what a challenge they have had to overcome. No cautions and a 50-lap race nearly. They have done a full 40 under green. We've seen close enough before, but this is the first time we've seen it really done here. Gotta hand it to the pit crews down there, the drivers as well as the promoters and everyone that got this cell set up here, man. They did a great job settling everything up and making sure these drivers were well aware of what the rules were and what everything was going to play out as. If they followed the rule and followed the structure properly, they would have no troubles. They certainly are not having any troubles here. Braxton DeWeese now looking for the big slingshot pass. He's going to set him up. Going to the outside, though, boys. Are going to have to get around the number 10 here of Austin Baker. Baker going to be put down. Oh, look out. Nick Seipel diving it down low. Swings it right by Wynn. Now up to the top side. Here comes Patton. 3 wide for a minute. Now DeWeese back into the inside. Moves him in the chains. Moving him down low. They're going to go 3 wide for a brief minute here yet again. Brambilla right on the top of the shelf. Bottom, right in the middle shelf. Bottom shelf, the 11 of Seipel and the 8 of DeWeese. Kyler Wynn still your race leader, and he was your number 1 qualifier. Could he be only the 2nd driver on the front row to win the Super Money race? Well, he's got to be careful, though. He's pushing his luck a little bit. The rest of your field right now trying to get back at it. Timothy Pope caught a huge tough luck break there in pit road. Again, another driver consumed and fueled out by pit road issues. And right now, it looks like it's going to be a battle between 7 drivers. Brett Tucker, William Mann Jr., Braxton DeWeese, Brad Patton, Nick Seipel, Nash Brambilla, and Kyler Wynn for the race win. As they keep continuing to drive them harder and harder off the corners here, they're getting put into very tough ordeals. Austin Baker in the 10. Being a bit of a nuisance right now. He is a lap traffic zone marker, and he is currently giving these guys a lot of grief here. He thinks if a caution flag pops out, he might have a chance here. I don't know about that. He's hoping for one, but I don't think he's going to get it. 7 to go. Could we see full 50 laps of green flag racing? Could we see the very edge of it all? Remember, random draws for the drivers as well will be done promptly tomorrow afternoon. They will get that taken care of before all payouts are configured and completed. Then 1st, 2nd, and 3rd will get theirs, as well as the boys down for the random draws. That will be how everything plays out, and we certainly hope they will join us in a week and a half from now, because I believe we'll be having another one of these races and one of these bad boys coming up. But also, I think next week when we may have a little return to some dirt, because it sounds like some Derby boys want to keep going. So we'll keep you all updated and infoed on the Twitter handle as well as from Facebook as we're getting ready to reel them off here. Final 6 laps here at Talladega. William Mann Jr. looking to try to do the unthinkable and push himself into the right spot, into the right circumstances. Kyler Window is sitting all he can with Nick Seipel behind, is still holding on. Every driver for themselves, every driver in position trying to keep their distance, trying to keep themselves up for grab here. Top 3 to interview after the race. Oh, look out, there's trouble down there, there's trouble, there is trouble. Yellow is out, yellow is out. Uh-oh. Joe R. Campbell, the 14, comes to a dead stop on the front straightaway, nearly clips the race leaders, but what has happened to the John Deere 14 machine? Well, whatever did happen to him, we'll take a look in a minute as it's going to a green-white checkered territory now, but let's look at this here. And looks like the 18 of Barclay was giving her all she was worth. Or maybe it was Joe R. Campbell that drove up a little bit at him. Either way, a huge wreck ensuing there. That was a tough little hit there, unfortunately. We'll take one more look at it from this camera angle here. We'll take a look at this one. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to hope for the best. I mean, at this point, I think the race is kind of donezo, though. And you can see right there, that was kind of the end of it. And they're telling Barclay that is not going to fly by here. That is the rule of thumb of the rules, but for a couple guys now. That may have been their saving grace. We'll put the top 5 up when we get to that point here. The rest of your field right now currently just reeling from that. Now you got to wonder how much time did they take for fuel and how much time did they take for everything else. And Cabe McClenny, Kyle Harbin, they're going into pit road. Tony Krieger, Kevin Baker, Matt Frady, they're all heading in. The boys up front, though, I really think they were going to go into pit road. Pit time right now showing very different times. Wynn was in a 7.78. Wayman Jr. is at 8.73. And you're probably wondering at home, what does that even mean? Well, that means usually how much longer they got fueled on this cars. I think Man Jr. honestly has a shot to knock down Wynn and really take this one home. He's going to have to save every little bit of fuel he can. Wynn knows he cannot make a mistake here. And on lead lap territory here, you're going to see, looks like Jason Henry in 13th. Jared Barclay in the 88 will have to go to the outhouse, but he will be on lead lap. Joe R. Campbell, after that smash there, will end up being put down a lap, and that definitely could be interesting. Braxton Dewey saying, check my front end, please. I think he just wants us to take a look at that thing. Well, Braxton, to me, it looks pretty clean, my man. I don't know what the worry is there. It looks like an alright car. No damage on that, other than maybe a little clip on the right side, but it doesn't look anything like I would see coming up tomorrow at Knoxville, of all things. Your top 5 now on your screen with a green-white checker coming up. Well, race fans, if you wanted to see some excitement and you were ready to see some madness, I think you're about to get your wish. What on earth are we about to witness? What are we about to see here on Pete's Race TV? I think it could be pure craziness in a second. Barclay, with that caution, has to go to the outhouse and has to try to find a way around it. He may be on the lead lap, but that doesn't mean nothing here. He's still got to get around traffic. And traffic up ahead are going to go absolutely nuts, I bet you, just trying to hold on. Will any of these drivers be able to avoid the chaos and carnage that Talladega bring to them, or will we see a repeat winner or someone actually come away cleanly out of this? We're about to find out. Tyler Wynn, no stranger to these. Got multiple podiums and has a win already. William Mann Jr., a race win, his only one, looking to be the solid lone favorite, maybe the solid lone favorite to end his once in a lifetime win, as he claims it. Brad Patton, he's been an animal at Talladega Superspeedway as much as he is an animal at other tracks. He could take this one home theoretically. Rhett Tucker and the 99 and Timothy Pope, both drivers have podium and random draw winners before. They are looking to do it again. Cabe McClenny looking to be the first driver in a while to actually come away with a solid top 10 end and finish his night out on a hearty note. Dan the Man Starter has yet to been to victory lane in quite some time here on Pete's Race TV. Will that end here? We are under a green-white checker attempt here. 3 attempts to give these drivers. The field will set them off on the front straightaway. Into the tri-oval we go. It's time to put the pedal to the metal for that cold, hard cash. Who's it gonna be? Straight to the line, straight to the edge. The madness continues. The green flag flies and soars at Talladega. There is going to be a whole lot of pushes up front. Can they hold line though, especially with Brad Patton right now? That's a bad omen there. That glitch graphic gremlin is not giving him much room. Red Tucker knows as he backs off a little bit, trying to hope for the best. With him blinking in and out like that, he can't push or shove him. He knows it's trouble. And right in the middle of it, look at DeWeese. He's going for broke. He's going for it all. Straight in the middle. Trying to get it runs, got the 29, pushed back in. Van Jr. able to line it up. And Nick Seipel sends the 29 into the wall. They wreck hard on the front straightaway. Nick Seipel has completely destroyed the field as they come to the line. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. We cannot get to the white. And a huge wreck ensuing down on the front straightaway, unfortunately. My goodness. Well, the rear end is caved in on the 29. Thankfully for him, he has got an instant repair he could probably use up down there. But unfortunately, well, that did not quite go according to plan. Take a look at it from another replay. Seipel took his shot. Was it the right call? I don't know. You tell me. If I was him, I probably would not have left where I did. I think that may have been his undoing. Here's what he was trying to do. He was trying to go for broke here. Flips the 29. Does manage to save it, but by this point, he was in trouble already. And the officials are going to call for him to go to the end of the line there for that one. The officials will not screw around. They will not play these games with anybody. That is for certain. They've got two more attempts now left to go. They actually did not use their first attempt up, from what I understand. iRacing did not call for a first attempt. They said no, we will continue. We will get them off back to the green, so they will be able to continue out. Well, this could get interesting. So Nick Seipel will have a clean car, but he's going to have to go to the back as well here and deal with that. Kyler Wynn managing to escape. Brad Patton also escaping. Braxton DeWeese getting out of it. Cade McClenny, Rhett Tucker. And somehow Jared Barclay, even though he's got damage pretty bad on that car, he's going to go for it here. They have officially now 3 attempts. They did. What I understand is iRacing did not count the 50 lap there, so they actually correct out on lap 49. So that's how that played out, and that's how that ended up becoming what it is here, just for the fans at home to know, and as well as us here in the broadcast booth, because honestly I wasn't even for sure how the heck that did not count. But with only one faster pair and not a whole lot of time to be messing up here, they need to be careful. Well, I love down there for Barclay. Nick Cortez coming on board. He says go Barclay here. So looks like we got some teams for DeWeese. We got some love for Barclay. We know I got Wins definitely got some folks. Austin Baker, he's still in this. He's got quite a few guys still hanging in there. This is going to come to the wire. We got 3 chances left. And this will be our first true attempt at an overtime green-white checkered finish. Brad Patton, though, with that glitch graphic gremlin, is that going to be a big factor for him here? That remains to be unknown. Off the back straightaway here now. Fuel is going to be a very temperamental little situation. It's going to make some of these guys really question their lineup here. Patton has got to be careful down there. He knows this one is a troublesome spot, man. Off the corners here, down the front straightaway once again. Field in locked and loaded territory. We are set back, waiting for the green. Drivers are now ready. It's time, one more time, maybe for the last time. 3 attempts here to go. Kyle Hartman wasting no time going to that outside. Oh, and Barclay way off speed, way out of trouble. Oh, they saved it though. They saved it. Well, Matt Frady didn't save it, but hey, at least they got everyone else okay. Barclay was able to save it, coming off the edge, down in the front, down in the back straightaway. They'll run him out. Madness here on Pizza Racing TV. Looking to hold on. Braxton DeWeese as Kevin and Wynn, all she's worth. Brad Patton trying to hold for some help from McClenny, looking to get some speed under the final corners. Line them down. Can they get to the white flag? Coming up on it here to the front straightaway. If that white comes out, this is getting finished. It's out. Here we go. White flag in the air. Now it's anybody's race, anybody's guess. Who wants it more? Patton in trouble. He's got a full fender put in there. He's got to stay in it with McClenny, and oh, that glitch graphic gremlin doesn't get him. Wynn trying to hold on. He knows that 19's up above him. Trying to hold on. Patton with the lead. He's trying to hold it just one more time. Can they keep it under control? Hard racing for the finish. Just hang on just a little longer. Don't let the gremlin get him. Don't let the gremlins get it. Oh, gosh, it's going to be close straight to the finish. Watch the finish line coming up. And it's Patton with the win over Kyler Wynn to the end. Brad Patton will bring it home by a mere 300th of a second. And Kyler Wynn will finish second to Patton this time around. What a race. And McClenny hopping away third, just barely takes down DeWeese from a podium finish payout. What a race. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the June 17th Super Money Race winner, Brad Patton. Bopping away from strategy and holding down the line to the end. And I told you earlier, you got to be careful about this cat. If he can dial it in, he will and he must. And he knew it. He held on and he was going to take this one home. Kyler, when they'll give the man his due, he gave it everything he had and then some, and just came up a little short. Top three will join me here in a minute as he does a little bit of burnouts down on the track. Unofficial results right now. Top three, Brad Patton, Kyler Wynn, and Cade McClenny. They will be your top three for the payouts. 10th place, Austin Baker. If it goes official, he will get the bonus prize there. He will be able to get the random win there, which is pretty much going to give him his payout back. 4th will go to Braxton DeWeese, Nash Brambilla. 5th, 6th to Rhett Tucker. 7th to Jason Henry. 8th to Kyle Harbin. 9th to William Jr. Austin Baker, we just mentioned, finishes top 10. What a finish for our top 10 drivers as the rest of your field on your screen pops up as well. Top three are going to join me here in just a second here, but race fans, what a performance by these guys. For most of that race, it was clean, it was clear cut, it was strong as can be, and we'd be lying to you if it wasn't entertaining as hell to see as well. So it is time now, though, ladies and gentlemen, to talk with the drivers and talk with our finishers today. Joining me now up on the booth here, third place finisher is going to be Cade McClenny in the 05, and Cade, first off, congratulations on a well-deserved third-place finish. I mean, why say well-deserved? Because you had a glitch graphic gremlin guy in front of you, literally just moments away from taking you out or taking this entire race out. But you stayed true, you stayed cool, patience level at a high. I got to believe this one definitely is going to be satisfying knowing you got third out of it for your troubles.
Yeah, this one definitely felt good. Ran it, I think, 2 weeks ago. Ended up just missing it, coming to the line and got killed. And appreciate Austin Baker for paying my way in. I told him I'd give him his money back. So there you go, Austin. But yeah, I had fun. I mean, I saw he was kind of blinking most of the race, and coming to the line, I just kept shoving, and I didn't lift till he got it. I told him in private message him, hey, just stay in front, don't leave, and you're gonna win it. So that's what happened.
It certainly did happen, indeed. He had quite a bit more than his fair share. But, I mean, you know, McClenny, you had so much going on the track and so much craziness in between. I mean, what really was kind of the overall picture for you and this crew here when it came to actually racing now today?
Well, we actually had 4 of us in this race. It was Austin Baker, Matt Frady, and Nick, and we all just kind of lined up. And then after first pit stops, we all got discombobulated and out different ways. So it was just kind of, we all fought for ourselves. And then once I finally got up there, I was like, all right, I think I could do this. And then we avoided that big one. I don't know how. I was right in the middle of it and avoided it. And then it just kind of, the seas parted, and we got pretty lucky with it. So
You certainly did indeed. Well, nevertheless, you're our third place finish today, McClenny. You're going to come away with some money and some prize funds here. Who do you want to thank for all this?
Austin Baker mostly. Doug, my spotter, he was spot for me. And yeah, just thank you, Austin, for paying my way in.
For sure there. Making some friends helping you out a little bit. Definitely makes up for it in the end. Well, McClenny, thanks for your time here. Congratulations on a third place finish, man.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cade McClenny, we got by the way with a third place finish today. Ladies and gentlemen, you're coming away second today. Kyler Wynn will inevitably come out off the top with a second place finish today. And Kyler, you know, it is Talladega. It's kind of that Daytona style mindset. It's close, cornered, it's crazy at the end, but I have got a feeling that you're literally just a little bit, you know, sad, unfortunately, that finish kind of came the way it did. But still, at the end of the day, it's coming away some money too, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like at the same time, I think I couldn't really do anything else there. So second place is definitely like the best result we could have gotten out of it. Not too mad about that, to be honest.
For sure there. Now I know there's a lot going on the track and a lot of obviously the little situation with Brad Patton kind of blinking in and out with the Glitch Graphic Gremlins and attacking him, but I mean, still though, we kind of talk about McClenny, but we'll talk about you too. You had to be patient and actually have to watch yourself as you're coming in and also hold that line down the bottom. I mean, I gotta believe it sometimes it was just a bit tricky just to even do that.
Yeah, definitely. Like these races are all about staying up front and being there at the end. I feel like I did all that right. I was there at the end, but the super speedways, there's always that randomness factor, and whoever was behind me did a great job at pushing. Just didn't have enough there at the end.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, win. I know obviously you're not going away empty-handed and possibly even got a random draw coming your way, but nevertheless, here win. As you come away today, second place out of it all, who do you want to thank for this?
Just my sponsors, Factory Sets, and the team.
For sure there. All right. Well, Kyler, I think you made them proud, made them very happy today, and coming away with this position and performance. Congratulations on that. We'll catch you next time out, hopefully, sir.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyler went in, coming in a second place finish, only behind today the man that fought the Glitch Graphic Gremlins, that fought everything in between, and got a little help from a backside push from McClenny. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 19, your race runner today, Brad Patton. And Patton, as soon as you came out of that car, you literally just looked at me and said, I don't even know how the heck I pulled this one off, and I don't know how the heck my car is still even standing with how much trouble I was having.
Yeah, I have to thank Cabe on that one because he messaged me right before that final restart, and he's like, "Look, man, I don't care about anything." And I told him my connection issues I was having, and my freaking computer keeps connecting to the Wi-Fi instead of being a hardline like it is. But anyways, he messaged me and he said, "Hey, I don't care. I'm going to push you nonstop. Just hold the line. We're winning." And I was like, "All right, man. I got all the faith in the world." And he sure as hell did it. I was at a loss for words there. I got excited too, but man, if it wasn't for him, I don't think he was the only one that was willing to work with me, and besides my teammates that I had in the race.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, it was kind of hard to really have a friend or a teammate when your car is just like blinking in and out. The Glitch Graphic Gremlins are trying to figure out whether to send you to the heavens or the depths below. But, I mean, at the end of the day, this thing, it still held line, still held charge. I mean, I got to ask you, what was it like having to get that final push, that kind of run when literally you can barely even see what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing on my end showing that I was blinking and whatnot. So, and I tested the connection right before the race, but like I was asking teammates, I was like, "Look, how bad am I blinking? How bad is it?" And they're like, "You only blink for like a millisecond. It's nothing to worry about." So, they told me I had to go to the back, and I didn't want to lose the lead pack, so I went to the back of the pack. I mean, there was people, getting mad over it, but you got to understand from my viewpoint that hey, I'm still a good enough racer to where I can hold my line. I won't affect anybody. But when it came down to 5 to go, there was no way I was leaving my spot.
For sure there. Definitely not in this case and definitely not with this circumstance. And at the end of the day, it's probably going to be the cleanest, like, overall way it could have ended if you ask us. So we'll leave it at that for now as we get the official results and everything taken care of here. But nevertheless, we have you as the race winner, Patton. So with that said in mind, who do you want to thank for this one today?
I'm going to thank PTM Racing TV. I've been racing on your guys' broadcast for a long time now, so you guys should know exactly what to expect out of me. I got to thank Cabe for the hell of a push. I got to thank the teammates that I had in Dan Starner, Kyle Holden, William Mann Jr. And then I got to thank Kyler there at the end. I mean, we could have been dirty towards each other in that, but going side by side, just depending on the people drafting with us, I thought that was one hell of a race there to cross the finish line. So I'll thank him too.
It absolutely was. Well, nevertheless, Bad as you come away today, the race winner out of it all. Congratulations, sir, and we'll see you next time out here, buddy.
Oh, you can count on it.
You heard it live, race fans. Brad Patton wins this one out, and I think we'll see him in due time. Well, nevertheless, though, this one is concluded and in the books. But nevertheless, as the official results and everything get taken care of, and random draws go out to the race winners and everything, we do, and the finishers. We do thank you guys and appreciate you for supporting the show. I know it's a little weird being on YouTube all the time, but right now we're trying to get back to Facebook. It will be soon enough, I hope. Maybe this weekend it ends, but for now, we thank you so much for your support. We thank you guys for tuning in. We love you all from the bottom of our hearts. Until the green flag flies, next time on P-Tennis TV, stay safe out there and be good to yourselves. We'll see you soon.